The call came at 2:17 a.m. Not from her. From a blocked number that breathed once before speaking my name. You should look at the documents your ex's father signed. Click. No explanation, no tone. Just a fact dropped like a blade on a table. I stood in the dark kitchen. The city asleep outside the window, her last coffee mug still in the sink. I didn't move. I didn't need to. Something inside me had already shifted, quietly, decisively, like a lock turning. On my phone, a new email appeared. No subject line. 3 PDFs attached. I opened the first. Property transfer, corporate guarantees, signatures that looked right if you didn't stare too long. I stared. My pulse didn't spike. It flattened. Because I knew those signatures. I'd watched her father sign documents for years. Slow, careful strokes. The habit of a man who trusted paper more than people. These were imitations. Good ones. But rushed. The second file was worse. Loan collateral backed by assets that didn't exist. Shell companies stacked like mirrors. And at the center of it all, a name I hadn't expected to see. Hers. I imagined her asleep somewhere expensive, tangled in someone else's sheets, laughing at how easily she'd erased me. I closed the files and smiled for the first time in weeks. She'd left me cleanly, surgically. No screaming, no tears, just a sentence delivered with rehearsed calm. I've outgrown this. Outgrown me. 2 weeks later, her social media bloomed. New restaurants, new trips, a new man whose watch cost more than my car. She looked lighter, untouched. I told myself it was none of my business. I lied well, but small things didn't add up. Her father stopped returning my calls. Mutual acquaintances grew careful, evasive. And then there was the money, appearing where it shouldn't. Moving too fast, too sloppy. She had always loved the illusion of control. Loved men who paid. Loved being admired for decisions she never truly understood. Her father, though, he was precise. Old school. He wouldn't gamble with paper. Unless he didn't know he was gambling at all. I replayed conversations in my head. Her casual questions about corporate structures. Her sudden interest in my work. The way she listened without listening. I had mistaken curiosity for intimacy. That was my error. It wouldn't be repeated. I didn't confront anyone. I audited. Quietly. Methodically. Nights blurred into spreadsheets and call logs. I pulled registries, traced shell companies across jurisdictions designed to confuse men who rushed. I didn't rush. I watched her stories while cross-referencing transaction timestamps. Noted when she smiled, when money moved. Patterns emerged, ugly ones. Her father's name anchored everything, used as credibility, as bait. I ordered forensic analyses on the signatures. Hired someone who owed me a favor to pull CCTV from a notary office 3 months back. The footage showed her. Alone. Signing nothing. Watching someone else do it. A proxy. I felt the heat then. Not anger. Something colder. More focused. She wasn't just unfaithful. She wasn't just careless. She was predatory. And she had fed her father to the system thinking no one would notice. I kept smiling in public. I answered messages politely. I even congratulated her on the new life. Inside, I arranged pieces. The lab results arrived on a Tuesday morning. Forgery confirmed. Probability absolute. I printed everything, bound it neatly, drove to her father's office. He looked smaller than I remembered. Older, tired. I placed the folder on his desk. "You should read this," I said. He didn't at first. Then he did, slowly. His hands shook when he reached the signature analysis. When he saw the timeline. When he understood who had stood to benefit. "No," he whispered. "She wouldn't." "She did," I said. Calm, gentle, final. Silence stretched. Something broke behind his eyes. Not rage, recognition. I stood. "She's in danger," I added. "Just not the kind she thinks." She called me that night. Screaming, accusing, begging. I listened. Then I sent one email to her investors, her partner, her lawyer, every authority required by law to act once informed. Attached everything, forgery, fraud, conspiracy. I didn't add commentary. Facts speak louder when they're allowed to breathe. She showed up at my door hours later. Mascara streaked, voice broken. "You ruined me," she said. I looked at her the way you look at a stranger who almost fooled you. "No," I replied. I stopped lying to myself. She reached for me. I stepped back. That was the moment she understood there would be no negotiation, no forgiveness, no audience, only consequence. Weeks passed. Accounts froze. Names fell. Her world collapsed quietly. Paperwork, courtrooms, closed doors. Her father avoided prison, barely. She avoided me entirely. I slept better, not because I won, but because I was finished. I didn't hate her. Hate requires attachment. What I felt was lighter, sharper, clean. Some people mistake charm for intelligence, beauty for immunity, love for leverage. I don't, and I never will again. The truth didn't set me free. It handed me the keys, and I walked away without looking back.